In many ways, the 1800s can be defined by the impact of the worldwide gold rush. Soon after, the oil boom encapsulated the 1920s in America after the introduction of an innovative refining method. Today, the most important modern-day commodity isn't something that can be melted into a 24-karat bar or pumped into our gas tanks, but it's absolutely essential to solving some of the world's most pressing issues, from sustainability to efficient manufacturing and everything in between.
Data is the new currency. Every piece of information that is flowing around the world right now is producing insights and value for corporations, for organizations, for higher education. Everything that makes the world go round is generated by data. The AI revolution is because of data. There is no AI without data. So producing data from machines, from equipment, from supply chains is valuable.
When people started talking about the IoT 12 years ago, people got very excited about that potential. I've worked in this space my entire career, and I too have shared that excitement when you saw the emergence of these tools and the excitement of being able to ingest petabytes of data and process that data in a second. That excitement blinded us to the reality that we hadn't solved the core problem, which was getting the data from the physical world into the IT world. If you look around you, there are numerous devices that could be collecting data, and yet today that data is not available for analysis. And it's been replaced in the past largely by guesswork. Companies have had to guess how to optimize the system, how to tweak how a refrigerator works in order to generate a longer lifespan or consume less electricity. Guesswork is fallible. Data allows us to have certainty about how to improve things. So we've left all of that value on the table.
I started working on connected sensors because I was interested in how data from sensors could improve lives in the developing world. I did a whole PhD program on designing and deploying smart sensors into developing world contexts. The problem with deploying sensors in some of these places is that you might be a 2-day motorbike ride from the nearest Wi-Fi network. There's a tension today in smart and connected products. One, there's an expectation that new products should be smart and connected to the cloud, but also connecting devices to the cloud with handmade, home-rolled solutions is very challenging. So what do we do in a world where we want to connect millions or billions of new sensors to the internet? We need a way to solve the connectivity solution and not have every engineer in the world solve the same problems over and over again.
What most developers really want is a simple hardware solution to write an instruction about what should happen to the data, and they want that to be it. And then I can focus on the application and what I'm going to do with that data.
Blues is a very interesting company. We're basically in this space of connecting physical assets and physical devices to the cloud. If you think about energy, oil and gas, environmental products, medical devices, consumer goods, and things like refrigerators, air conditioners, heat pumps, we're utilized in many of these products to take information from the machine and deliver it to the end operator in the cloud.
Our oceans are arguably the most important ecosystem on the planet, and we don't know very much about them. Sofar is a company that makes ocean buoys. They float on the surface of the ocean, and they tell us things about waves, currents, and temperature. We want to know about how storms are going to impact storm surge. Obviously, the ocean is big and very far from cell towers, Wi-Fi networks. A lot of these buoys are being deployed where they can still get cellular signal. And if you've got cellular signal, you would much rather be on a cell network than on satellite. They're much faster networks, they're much cheaper, and they're much lower power. So what Geocene did for Sofar was add cellular connectivity to their ocean buoy. We used a product called the Blues Notecard.
The Blues Notecards are designed to be a self-contained, plug-and-play piece of hardware that you can swap in and swap out without having to change code. What the Notecard does, in designing a device that works on Wi-Fi, you're also designing a device that works on cellular, on LoRaWAN, on satellite. Very often, the beginning of your design cycle for a connected device is having to guess whether the device you're actually building is going to be deployed where there is Wi-Fi, where there is cellular. So you face an almost immediate one-way choice that if you get wrong, you actually have to go back to the beginning of the design cycle and start again.
If we didn't have Blue's help, it might take us 6 to 18 months to fully integrate a cellular solution. When we built cellular connectivity into the Sofar spotter buoy, it took us about 1 month. Blues cuts down our cellular product development time by about a factor of 10. So the easier it is for us to get over the hump of creating an intelligent product, the more ubiquitous intelligent sensing will become, and the better we'll be able to control our product's infrastructure and measure our environment. A good engineer who's never developed a cellular connected product before can integrate Blues on their own.
So if you think of the Notecard as the pitcher, the Notehub is the catcher. The Notehub is a very thin cloud client, we would call it, essentially a repository for data. You can decrypt it, you can do a number of things to manage your fleet of devices. Critically, you can update the software running on those devices, not just the software running on the Notecard, but also the software that's running on the device itself. That's what Notehub does. Many IoT use cases exist in remote areas, pipeline monitoring, agricultural use cases. So globally, we believe it's our responsibility to provide a range of tools that any developer can use to connect anything, anywhere.
Every day we wake up, there is something new that some developer in the world has built using our technology, a lot of times on their own. They buy our hardware, they embed it into their design, they use our technical documentation, and they start building. Blues' mission is to transform every physical product into an intelligent service.
When we were originally building cellular technology into the spotter buoy, we had to just pick the best cellular connectivity option. And we looked at lots of different options, and Blues stood out. If you're a writer, you appreciate really good writing. Or if you're an artist, you appreciate really good art. If you're an engineer, you appreciate good engineering. It's clear that it's built by very skilled, very passionate engineers. And when you see somebody else's clarity of vision and engineering skill sort of manifest in a product, you know it's going to be a pleasure to use.
Blues. Transform your physical products into data-driven intelligent services. For more, visit blues.com/viewpoint.